There's 3 types of riding you can do. I was gonna listen to my AirPods because I'm headed to the gym, but sometimes I wear Ear Pro because this bike's so loud and the wind sucks, so I'd rather just put those in, because the wind and the sound, like after a while, it gets old. There's 3 types of riding you can do, and there's different levels of experience. First level is obviously riding the streets, getting your license and you're new to riding. You got street riding, track riding, and racing. I've been street riding since I was 16, so I've been on the streets for a while. And I went to the canyons. I used to ride in the canyons too, but I was young, I was inexperienced. I didn't know anything until I met one of my good friends that's basically my brother today. He took me out of the canyons, he took me away from like street riding, and he threw me on the track. And at the track you have levels: advanced, intermediate, and beginner, A, B, and C. The first thing he told me was, if I didn't think there was something in you, I wouldn't waste my time on you. And I remember that. So my first session, he threw him in A group. That's my first time at the track. I was on an R6. He threw me in A group. And he's like, follow me. But then his bike had a mechanical issue. So I was out there in A group by myself while he went back to the pits. And they were just dogging me hard, like flying by me, R1s, like everything was just flying by me. I was so slow. I wasn't that slow, it was an experience, like I'll never forget it. Like it just kind of threw me out there in the water. And that's when I got into track. At this time I had been overseas back and forth because I was still in the military. So I had a bike here and then I had a bike over there in Italy. And I would ride over there. And when I come home, I'd ride over here. So I started taking track riding seriously. Bought the warmers, bought the stands. Because on the street, you can't do anything with this. You can do a highway run. You can go fast in the canyons. But I've seen so many guys just crash, get arrested, go over the side of a mountain. Like, I've seen dudes get messed up, and I was like, nah, like I'm gonna chill off that. And then once you become like a confident track rider, you could bump it up and go to racing. Like at the track, everybody goes by times. At the track, everybody goes by times. See, like when somebody moves over like that, you don't gotta rev, you ain't gotta flip them off, just keep going, bro. At the track, they go by time, so if you got a good time, you can enter a race. And then go from there. Racing is so fun, you meet a bunch of good guys. I noticed on the amateur level, you have a lot of guys that are new to racing and their ego and I guess that excitement of racing gets to their head, and I don't know, people take it differently. Once you get to expert though, everybody's super humble, everybody's super cool in the pits, like no pride, no ego, everybody's cool and expert. In amateur, it's like a lot of people risk it for the biscuit and they end up like crashing or hurting somebody. I remember some guy like tried to pass me on his R1 because I was on my R6 and he like ran me off the track. But that's what comes with this sport, a lot of ego, a lot of pride. And I understand that because I've been there too. But as I get older, I kind of like cut back on that. See, right here you gotta make a decision, like, do you want to keep splitting or just chill? So I'm gonna just chill right here. But yeah, you can street ride, track riding, and then racing. It's cool too. The community's really cool, the track community. Now you're gonna have to spend money on tires and maintenance and stuff like that, and racing fees. It's expensive, but the guys you meet over there are really cool, man. There's guys that will help you around the pits. I met some great guys over there. Shout out my boy Rafa. He's a really cool dude, man. I rock with him, and he puts in hard work. Like, I rock with buddy, because this is what you do on the street. You're in traffic all day. You know what I mean? Like, is this fun? Not really. It's not where this bike belongs. But there's plenty of better bikes that you can ride on the street. FZ07, FZ09, oh yeah, FZ07, FZ09. Those bikes are like, they're basically like bicycles with a bunch of torque. They're way better than the R1 to ride on the street. All liter bikes are the same, man. S1Ks, ZX10s, R1s. BMWs are so good and they're so smooth that they get boring, and you'll understand when you ride one. It's just so good. With the R1, it's kind of more like a monster. Like, it's like a horse trying to kick you off, and it excites me. I don't know, I've always loved R1s, and I race them, so they're kind of my home now, and the sound is crazy. Ducati's cool if you got all the money in the world to spend on it. But yeah, this is what you do on the street. Like, I could cut up traffic right now, go like 100 or 110, but I'm matured. I'm getting older. Another thing on the street, a lot of bikes are coming out with ABS. That's basically to prevent your front wheel from locking up. I don't believe in ABS. I don't ride with ABS. I have a Gale Speed Master and ABS Delete. I can literally brake with one finger. Like, I'll see if the camera catches it, but this is my one finger right here. This is how fast the bike stops. Like, instant. I don't do ABS because I don't want a computer telling me how much pressure I can apply. Like, sometimes when you're doing ABS, it won't lock up, but it'll go like this. It'll shake the bike, and nah, I'm good. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own bikes. Anything I say, any advice I give out, any of my thoughts, you're your own rider. Take what you want, leave what you want. If you have other questions about like street riding and bikes, gear, stuff like that, I'm always down to help somebody out. But I'm just not down to help people that don't listen. You meet a lot of newer riders and a lot of new track riders and people who are new to the game, and you try to help them out and try to give them knowledge, and a lot of people will come to you asking for advice and, hey, what should I do this and X, Y, and Z. And I do my best to help. I do my best to help as many people as I can, but I notice who listens and I notice who doesn't, and I just don't waste my time on it. Because if I'm telling you what to do and how you should go about it, because I've been there before, and you just choose to do otherwise, then what's the point? You're just wasting my time. You know what you're gonna do anyway. Especially when people ask me like, what's a good first bike? You know, how do I get better at the track? It's just primarily because I race. But they're like, hey, what do I do to get better? How do I train? And I'll tell them, and they'll be like, nah, but I kind of want to do this and I kind of want to do that. That's cool, man. Do what you gotta do. When I started racing, I listened to Tyler. He was an expert. I listened. I shut my mouth. I did what he said, and I became an expert. If you listen and you learn, you have an open mind, and you leave your ego out the door, you go far. But you can't ride with ego. The ego will destroy you. You get around this. You're never supposed to be around a truck, a semi, because if the tire pops, you're done. Those are just my thoughts on like street riding, track riding, and racing. In racing, you can take what you want and use what you want. If you're gonna get into riding, the biggest thing I can say is just listen. Just try not to talk and just listen. Like if you see somebody who's doing something right and they're fast and they know what they're doing, just listen. You don't need to chime in like, oh, I read this, I know this, and I seen this. That's cool. I get it. But how do you know you're reading the right stuff or listening to the right person? Just take that with a grain of salt. Excuse me. And even when you get to like a higher level of riding and you get more experience and you start racing at a amateur level and expert level, don't forget about the little guy. You know, you want to be a leader. Help those people that remember where you started. Never forget who helped you along the journey. I never have, especially riding. I always think those who have helped me, even when I was nothing, when I was just a street rider. Then I started racing. I always think those people who have helped you out. Leave your ego at the door. There's always somebody faster than you. You're not the best. Be humble. Sometimes when your ego gets out, which mine does, I try to keep it in check. That's my biggest flaw, I feel like, is my ego. Especially on this thing, man. This thing changes me, but I'm doing better at it just because I'm maturing. But just leave your ego at the door, man. Help people out. There's some people that are going to come and just be humble about it, man. Ride your ride. Don't outride yourself. Oh, he's fast, let me try to keep up with him. No. That's how you get hurt at the track. That's how you get hurt during racing. Push yourself, but be smart about it. I can go deeper into track riding and racing. I'm just playing around with this YouTube app, to be honest with you. I take care of my priorities through the day, and then whatever time I have available, I just vlog it. But street riding is dangerous, man. A lot of people get in accidents. Oh, how long have you been riding? Oh, I've been riding a month. Anybody can get a license, man. They're pushing to get people licenses. You got potholes, you got other drivers. There's a lot of things you got to look out for. 400 is probably like the best bike to start on, then go up to a 600, and then years after that go to 1,000. But people just want to go to 1,000 because they want that it factor, that, oh, I'm cool, and social media and all that. Thousands kill people all day. So do 600s. But you don't gotta be like the rest, man. Leave your ego at the door and learn some. Read a book. That's just my take on the topics I wanted to cover today. If y'all got ideas, I got some ideas. I'm gonna just throw them out there. I'm gonna do that track vlog on Saturday. I'm gonna get some onboard footage too, see if I can throw it in the videos. This editing stuff is like a lot of work, man, low key. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just trying to ride. But hopefully somebody looks at the videos that I post one day and they're like, you know what? Cool, like, buddy helped me out, or buddy showed me the way. That's how people did it with me. They took me under their wing, took care of me, and I'm safe. You gotta give back. There's no point in taking everything with you, taking all that knowledge with you. Spread it and change somebody. You might help somebody. I'm about to pull up on the gym right now. If you guys can, drop a comment. I like interacting with you guys. I like helping people, really. The career choice I'm choosing, it's all helping the community and the public. I mean, you're smart enough to put that together. Excuse me. Drop a comment, drop a like, share. I'm trying to make my my page how I want it to be, organic. I don't want to follow the wave. I don't want to follow the norm. I gotta focus on all the guys that are there because they're super fast. I had fun in amateur, but like when I got to expert, like, man, those guys are like, they fight tooth and nail, and they're quick. You make one mistake and that's it. You lose a position. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the content. And if you're not, you ain't gotta watch it. You can watch another page. You don't get paid to hate. But if you guys don't like the footage, there's a bunch of other motovloggers out there. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Alright, bro. Yeah, but there's a ton of other motovloggers. See, like right here, you gotta be good on your brakes. Just boom, like real smooth with it. No panicking, no rev bombing, no horn, no hitting the horn. Just hit your brakes. Be smart. Be a defensive rider. That's all there is to it, man. You spend time hitting your horn, not hitting your brakes, rev bombing people for what? Just hit your brakes, move on with your day. I don't know why people like rub their hands against semis when they're riding, like it's cool. I don't know if people know, like semi drivers, like their license and how they have to get it and keep a clean record, and like they can have no mistakes. They can't even speed on their off time. I know somebody who does that. They're a truck driver, they drive rigs, they drive semis, and he can't speed, he can't have a point, he can't have any tickets, he can't have anything. So like when you see bikers like putting their hand across the semi and like trying to be cool, like nah, like you don't know, nah, if he's moving over and he doesn't see you and you die because of that, like it's gonna be on him when it's really on you. Like it makes no sense. People are just immature on bikes, like they're kids. I don't know. I just don't understand it. Maybe it's just a new generation thing. I don't know. But I've never once thought, oh, let me rub my hand against a semi. Like, nah. That's crazy. Those dudes work hard. Those dudes have been driving for hours. Like, leave them alone. would just get bikes to try to be the cool kids. But my dad got me into riding. I've been on the dirt since I was 5. That's when I started riding dirt bikes. And then at 16 I got my first street bike and started on the street. But my pops used to always watch me ride on the weekends. He would take me to the track and I would just ride on the dirt. He would just wait there all day. And he used to ride, so he put me on the back of the bike. And now I just continued. I'll catch you on the next one. Drive safe. Peace.